Well, coming up this half hour, many Montanans are feeling stuck as they face high mortgage rates and taxes, but real estate experts are saying that there are strategies that you can use that can make a big difference. And the Trump administration has now labeled Afghanistan a state sponsor of wrongful detention. We'll tell you what that means. And Montanans' first measles case of the year is prompting a health alert. Stay with us to learn where the spread of the disease was seen.
Wake up, you gotta rise to the sun, and here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you got to give. It's all about rising, and I wanna be there.
Welcome in, everybody, on a terrific Tuesday. That is Chief Meteorologist Tracy Smith. My name is John Martin. We have a whole lot to get to, Tracy.
That's right. And before we get to the news this half hour, here's a quick look at how one historic moment helped shape modern Montana.
Let's get to it, baby. On March 10th, 1804, the United States formally took possession of the Louisiana Territory at a ceremony in St. Louis, Missouri. The massive land deal with France doubled the size of our young nation.
That territory included much of what is now eastern Montana. In fact, about half of modern Montana, everything east of the Continental Divide, came from the Louisiana Purchase. And just 1 year later, the Lewis and Clark expedition traveled through the region, mapping rivers, mountain passes, and trade routes that would help open the future of Montana Territory.
That's right. So while Montana wouldn't become a state until 1889, the foundation for it was laid more than 2 centuries ago with the Louisiana Purchase. Modern Montana actually comes from 2 international land deals, the Louisiana Purchase and the Oregon Treaty of 1846. And because I like to make things just stupidly relatable. All right, so the price of the Louisiana Purchase, 828,000 square miles for $11.25 million. The Louisiana Purchase cost about 3 cents per acre from France. A Big Mac today cost around $5 to $6. So one Big Mac could have bought about 180 acres of land in 1803.
Pretty impressive.
There you go. And that's much of Yellowstone Park, as well as like Kansas, Louisiana, those like high tourist destination states. Let's talk about the forecast on this Tuesday morning. And my goodness gracious, it's wind, it's dry. It is kind of a tinderbox already in March.
Absolutely. So far throughout the day, we are going to be looking at breezy to gusty winds, a little bit of light snow, which will kind of help offset some of our dry conditions. But high winds are really going to be moving in throughout the day tomorrow and really intensifying throughout your day on Thursday. Here's what we're seeing so far when it comes to your satellite and radar. We are looking at some light snow showers out of south central Montana, stretching across I-94 as well as I-90 east of Billings. And we're also starting to see some snow showers, especially out of Carbon County. Now, beyond that, out of the northwest, we've got some scattered snow showers there. You're going to notice some pockets of low visibility as we're traveling this morning, so give yourself a little extra time. Even as you're moving a little bit closer to the Red Lodge area, notice visibility is dropping down to at least a mile. As far as our temperatures, we are experiencing a cool down. Yesterday was a cool down, and now we're finally seeing those temperatures out of the southwest catching up to us across the rest of the state. Even northern Wyoming experiencing that cool down. You'll remember yesterday they were expected to see those temperatures still staying in the 40s and 50s. Temperatures right now are down into the teens out of north central Montana, otherwise 20s across much of the state, down to 1 below 0 out of Cut Bank. Winds aren't too much of a concern right now, but we are expected to see those high winds moving in as we get into your Wednesday and Thursday forecast. So this is prompting a bunch of high wind watches across the entire state. And of course, coming up in your full weather forecast, we'll take a closer look at that timeline and give you a better idea of who could see what over the next couple of days.
And we look forward to that, Tracy. Thank you very much. We are continuing our Battling Broke segment, bringing you the stories on Montana's dealing with the cost of living. Well, this morning we're talking about a situation many homeowners find themselves in. Some ready to upgrade or downsize, but financially it's just not going to work. Alex McCollum joins us live this morning with a look at this issue, housing trends, and what real estate experts are recommending. Good morning, Alex.
Yeah, good morning. I'm here in Bozeman, one of the Montana cities where we've seen a surge in development over the last couple of years as demand for housing has continued. Some reports are showing that the housing market is starting to cool off here. However, median home prices in Bozeman stay above $700,000 right now. Now, with that, we've seen a bit of a phenomenon that real estate experts call the golden handcuffs. Homeowners who bought their starter home when mortgage rates were low and prices were cheaper are now ready to upgrade. And folks closer to retirement are considering selling and downsizing. However, now facing higher mortgage rates and capital gains taxes, neither of these groups are selling and making a new purchase.
It tends to be a lot of confusion, and particularly with that move-up buyer or downsizer, they don't know where to start, and they don't necessarily know what questions to ask. They have their questions, but do they actually apply?
Matt Ryan is a real estate advisor with Bozeman Real Estate Group. His advice is to connect with a lender who will get you an accurate picture of your finances and help you develop a long-term plan to eventually make that move. This will give you time to prepare your current home for the market and set achievable goals for buying your next home. Now, I'm going to have a more in-depth look at this story later tonight in our 6 o'clock newscast, but for now, reporting live in Bozeman, I'm Alex McCollum.
All right, knowledge is power. Alex McCollum, thank you very much. Beyond the big sky, Lebanon's president is pushing for direct peace talks with Israel after Israeli airstrikes hit Beirut Monday. CNN reports that Israel targeted Hezbollah sites overnight with rockets and air defenses exchanging fire. Lebanon's president also accusing Israel of showing, quote, no respect for the laws of war, and has criticized Hezbollah for betraying the country. Despite evacuation orders, many residents are staying put, trying to keep life moving even as the fighting continues. The Trump administration has designated Afghanistan as a state sponsor of, quote, wrongful detention. The White House says this action aims to deter the Taliban from abducting Americans. Afghanistan is now the second country to receive this designation. Iran was given the same designation the day before the U.S. launched the current military operation. This classification makes it possible for the U.S. to place travel restrictions on Afghanistan. The average price for a gallon of gas now stands at $3.48 in the U.S. That is a jump of 17%. Since the war in Iran started slightly more than a week ago. No relief in sight as the price of oil jumped above $100 per barrel Sunday. That increase is likely to be felt at gas stations starting this week. See, retail gas prices tend to move less on weekends because wholesale gas markets are closed. Now, specifically in Montana, the average price of gas per gallon sits at $3.18. Just a week ago, it was $3.13. A month ago, $2.74. It is also worth pointing out it's not just the cost of filling up that is impacted. Higher fuel costs trickle down through the economy and raise prices on just about everything that needs to be transported. In continuing coverage, a partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security is leading to travel nightmares at airports across the country. Lee Waldman reports.
I started a stopwatch. 32 minutes.
32
So it's moving, but it's a long line. We're going to miss our flight, I'm sure.
How long has it been, guys?
3 hours probably.
Spring break travel nightmares at airports across the country.
Started deep inside the garage, and it circles around 7 times before you even get to this part.
At the Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport, TSA is advising waits can extend up to 2 hours long. In Houston at the William Hobby Airport, TSA lines stretched more than 3 hours again today after similar wait times Sunday. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport is also advising travelers to arrive early for flights Monday and give themselves extra time to make it through security.
We know what's going on, but I think it needs to be cleaned up.
The longer wait times are being blamed on the partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees the TSA. Funding for the department lapsed in mid-February amid a standoff between Republicans and Democrats over federal immigration reform. Now, TSA workers are set to miss their first full paycheck this week. In a statement, a DHS spokesperson said, quote, "These frontline heroes received only partial paychecks earlier this month and now face their first full missed paycheck, leading to financial hardship, absences, and crippling staffing shortages." I'm Lee Walton reporting.
And a safety alert this morning, measles reportedly spreading across Montana out of Blaine County in north central Montana along the U.S.-Canadian border. Public health officials have identified the Fort Belknap Little River Health Center as a possible exposure site. If you visited this location between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. on March the 6th, you are being asked to call your local health care provider. Last year, 36 cases were reported throughout 7 counties in Montana. Of those cases, 2 resulted in hospitalizations. Thankfully, though, no Montanans were killed by this disease. We'll be right back after this.
Suffering from middleman mattress markup malaise?
You have no idea.
Then ditch the distributor and shop factory direct savings at Denver Mattress instead. And during the March mattress sale, everything is on sale. Like the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice Plush, now only $699.99. Save up to $200 on our Denver Mattress brand Luxe lineup. And free shipping. Say no to middleman mattress markup malaise and shop Denver Mattress today. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Biggest giveaway of the year during the Magic City RV and Boat Show. Midway RV and Bish RV are giving you a choice of a $25,000 RV. Join us March 19th through the 22nd at Metro Park in Billings. Check out Midway RV and Bish RV for your chance to win. Enter online. Details and official rules are listed on the website. Don't miss the live drawing Saturday, March 21st at 4 p.m. during the region's largest multi-dealer outdoor show.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Bravera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
And City Brew have partnered for Coffee for a Cause. Coffee for a Cause recognizes all the good our local nonprofits and first responders do for our community. Each month, one of these groups will be selected for a special City Brew coffee delivery, and we'll let you know about their work in the community. If you'd like to make a Coffee for a Cause nomination for a local business or organization, visit our page under the More tab at nonstoplocal.com today. Then join us to deliver Coffee for a Cause.
Welcome back, everybody. 6:44 is the time. Let's head to beautiful Red Lodge, where organizers are preparing for a major ski joring event, but that's proving to be difficult given how little snow has been seen in the area as of late. Aiden Leisure just visited Red Lodge for the first time ever, by the way, to tell us more about how this much-beloved event is moving forward despite limited snow conditions.
I'm here in Red Lodge, Montana, which sits at over 5,500 feet in elevation by the Beartooth Mountains. However, this winter has proven to be a surprising one, with the lack of snow, which could spoil some annual winter events this town is used to having, including the popular ski joring races. But that hasn't stopped this community from trying to keep this event alive.
I've been in Red Lodge for about 13 years, and I've never seen it this dry.
According to the National Weather Service, this year, Red Lodge has only seen a third of its typical snowfall. Event organizers say they need at least 2,500 cubic yards of snow to make the race happen. So instead of waiting for it to fall from the sky, Red Lodge citizens like Dustin Hergenrader are trying to make it for them.
Today we're trying to take advantage of some cold temperatures that we finally got and running some snow guns, trying to get some man-made snow since Mother Nature's kind of slacking on us. We're going to haul this snow over to the rodeo grounds for the ski joring event this next weekend.
Hergenrader is just one of many volunteers working to continue Red Lodge's annual tradition of the ski joring races. The event is the second longest running race in the entire country, and Hergenrader says it brings undeniable positivity to the town.
They bring a lot of people to our town, they bring a lot of tourism, big crowds, everybody goes out and has a good time. Restaurants benefits, hotels benefits, so it's really beneficial to everybody to have it in town. So we're going to really try our best to give them something to work with.
Right now, the ski joring races are set to take place at the Carbon County Fairgrounds, the 13th through the 15th. To get the most up-to-date information, you can find more at redlodgeskijoring.com. In Red Lodge, Aiden Leisure, nonstop local.
That's all right.
I think that's great. Neighbors helping neighbors, making sure that we can still have a good time this weekend.
Yeah, I love it. Aiden, thank you so much. We learned some things today. Real quick, high winds are expected to reemerge this week throughout western Montana, but it's already been, well, a little blustery in Missoula. Let's take a look at some video here of a bird. You know, when they say go get wind video, it's like you want me to go get video of air?
But, we were talking about that bird doing that extended flight.
There we go. Well, now we go. Well, okay.
Maybe the bird couldn't fly because of the wind.
Or they
stand still.
Okay. And now we got this is captivating video, by the way.
I think it's really hard. I've tried to get wind video across Billings, and it is so hard to capture what you're feeling and seeing. There was a huge dust storm going, and when I took a picture, it looked like there was nothing. It's just.
I know. No, I know. I've done. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, it's just. Back to the bird. Look at this.
You know what they said? Tracy wants wind video. By God, we're going to get it.
Hey, absolutely. So there you go. That for your Emmy consideration. Wind. Let's talk about it because, in all seriousness, we are going to see some wind of dramatic fashion, and that's bringing a lot of people to think about, well, we got the dry conditions, easily sparkable, and that wind can blow things.
Sure.
We are in fire season already here in March.
Yes, over the next couple of days, we're talking those high winds making a comeback. So Sunday and our storm that we saw in December that was creating those devastating wind gusts are going to likely make a return. Before we get to those gusty conditions, I do want to share this viewer picture with you.
Wind?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is a little different. It's a mix of sunshine mixed with a snowburst, and this was taken just outside of St. Regis on her travels between St. Regis and Superior. This was sent in by Laura, and it kind of gives you an idea of what we're seeing out there. As we talk more scattered rain and snow showers back into the forecast today, this will be a very similar look and feel of what we're experiencing across the state as we go forward throughout your afternoon and evening hours. So thank you, Laura, so much for sending this in. And of course, you can always share your pictures with me as well at tracy.smith@nonstoplocal.com. On our satellite and radar this morning, we are still tracking a couple of scattered snow showers out of northwestern Montana. In fact, St. Regis was an area on I-90 that was looking at some snow starting to stick to the roadways. Could see some slick road conditions as we go forward throughout the day there. We're also looking at some scattered snow showers out of south central Montana. This is going to allow for a little light snow accumulation across I-94 as well as I-90 just to the east of Billings. And you might even come across some areas of low visibility if you're going to be traveling to the Red Lodge area right outside of Carbon County. Now, as we move forward throughout the day today, winds are going to be a little on the breezy to gusty side at around 20 to even 35 miles per hour, up to 50 mile per hour wind gusts across the Rockies. Now, as we extend into your Wednesday forecast, notice that winds get a little bit stronger across the state. We're talking 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts across Montana, and really intensifying as we get into Wednesday night and extending into your Thursday morning. You'll notice that your high winds across western Montana are set to hit at least 50 mile per hour wind gusts, possibly even 65 mile per hour wind gusts, 69 mile per hour wind gusts, as well as 79 and 77 between Great Falls and Lewistown at 8 a.m. moving into Thursday. And those high winds will continue to move and track into central eastern Montana throughout much of the day. So we are looking at high wind watches issued across much of the state. Western Montana looking at about 55 to 65 mile per hour wind gusts. Across the Rockies, we're talking at least 50 to even up to 95 mile per hour wind gusts. The Southwest up to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. South central, southeastern Montana, anywhere between 50 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts can be anticipated. When you're talking winds this high, we are expected to see damaging conditions. Difficult travel will be felt for especially our high profile vehicles, but just your regular vehicle making those travel conditions across the state please be extra cautious. Watch those cars around you. Down trees and power lines will be very likely, very similar to the December windstorm that we saw. Power outages also possible. Rapid fire growth if we start to see any sparks developing. And then, of course, low visibility due to blowing dust will be possible. All factors that you need to consider as we move into late Wednesday night going into Thursday. With that, we are going to be looking at some scattered snow showers from western into central Montana throughout the day today. Very light in snow accumulation. Most of that will break apart late tonight, but getting into your Wednesday morning, we're set to see more unsettled weather tracking into northwestern Montana. This is going to be sticking with us throughout your Wednesday afternoon and evening. A couple of scattered rain and snow showers out of north central, northeastern Montana, with ongoing snow showers for our more mountainous areas out of the northwest. And we're expected as we get into Wednesday night to see some of that snow kind of lingering around, possible heavy snow for north central, northeastern Montana as we get into the weekend. Right now, we do have a winter weather advisory for southern Bighorn County into the Sheridan foothills for 1 to 4 inches of snow. The Bighorn Mountains on the northeast facing side, 4 to 8 inches of snow. Then we have that storm system moving into the northwest as we move forward through the next couple of days. A winter storm watch has been prompted for Glacier going into the Bitterroot Sapphire Mountains, where 1 to 3 feet of snow will be possible, where wind gusts can get as high as 70 to even 80 miles per hour. So blizzard-like conditions will be likely. Heavy snow expected out of the west, our western mountains. Light snow across central and eastern Montana. Light dusting to 1 to 2 inches for many of our valleys, but heavier snow still yet to come. Kalispell and Missoula on your 7-day planner. We're mostly going to be looking at 30s and 40s moving into the weekend and into next week. Continued unsettled weather through the work week and into the weekend. Butte and Bozeman will be looking at 30s today, 40s tomorrow, possible 50s on Thursday and Friday. Great Falls and Helena, 30s today, warming up into the 50s on Thursday, our high wind day, allowing for some warmer conditions, cooling back down into the 30s over the weekend. Lewistown and Glasgow. Glasgow could see at least 20s over Saturday and Sunday with our next system moving in. Unsettled weather arriving Thursday, Friday into Saturday. Livingston and Cody, 30s today, possible 50s and 60s on Thursday and Friday, back into the 30s and 40s over the weekend. And Billings and Miles City will be looking at temperatures a bit more into the 40s today and tomorrow, hitting the 50s and 60s there by Thursday.
The Wake Up Montana Ski Report is sponsored by Red Lodge Mountain.
Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2026 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2026 inventory. Deep discounts. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Billings Hotel and Convention Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Local is more than where you do business. It's how you serve your customers and communities. And for us, it's why we do what we do. At Stockman Bank, we offer convenient, innovative financial solutions backed by the power of quick, informed local decisions. So you receive the services you need when you need them. We don't just believe in local, we are local. We are Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking.
In Bozeman area high schools, students are learning the craft of construction, gaining hands-on experience and a chance to shape their own path. In partnership and support, King & Noble provides the tools to bring this program to life and give students the opportunity to build their future.
Growing up, I had the best teeth. I had soft teeth. I got a lot of cavities just because I guess all the sugar and, didn't have the proper diet enough when I was younger, but I always had really straight teeth and good teeth all the way up until, out of college, playing professional baseball. All that was going okay, I guess, and then I, lost the crown here and there, and then the dentist I was using was no longer, in practice, and so I was kind of embarrassed, really, and it all started by the comfort factor I felt by coming here with these specific people, and they're not going to judge you. In fact, they look at it as, hey, we know they've dealt with it so much, they understand what you're going through and make you feel at ease and go, we can do something about it. I'm so glad I walked in the door, and I'd recommend it to anybody out there that's got something questionable that they've been putting off. Just come see them.
All right, everybody, 6:56. Before we say goodbye, let's go over some of our top stories of the morning. Gas prices are climbing again across the United States with no sign of slowing down. The average price for a gallon of gas now sits at $3.48 nationwide. That is up 17% since the war in Iran started over just a week ago. In Montana, gas now averages $3.13 per gallon. Health officials are warning about possible measles exposure in north central Montana. Public health leaders say the Fort Belknap Little River Health Center in Blaine County may be an exposure site. So if you visited the location between 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on March the 6th, you are highly advised to contact your health care provider. This is the first measles case reported in Montana last year. Last year, Montana had 36 cases across 7 counties. Airports across the country are dealing with long security lines. The partial government shutdown hits the Department of Homeland Security. The TSA says travelers at Louis Armstrong in New Orleans are waiting up to 2 hours. In Houston, lines at William Hobby Airport stretched over 3 hours again on Monday. The Department of Homeland Security spokesperson says staff shortages are growing as TSA workers miss their first full paychecks this week. Let's get a final check of the forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Tracy Smith. Good morning.
Well, throughout the day, we are going to be seeing some scattered snow showers across western and central Montana. In fact, this morning we are looking at some light snow showers out of the northwest and into areas right outside of Billings. Use some caution when traveling across I-94 and I-90 to the east of Billings, as well as traveling to the Red Lodge area. We're moving into a high wind period as we track into your Wednesday and Thursday forecast. This is prompting high wind watches across the entire Treasure State, where we could see wind gusts very commonly between 50 and 75 miles per hour, but up to 90 and 95 mile per hour wind gusts will be likely out of the northern Rocky Mountain front, extending into the Beartooth Absarokas. You can see those winds not too bad today, but increasing as we get into your Wednesday night. That will only expand across the state as we track into your Thursday. And of course, along with this system, we are going to be looking at the potential for 1 to 3 feet of snow out of Glacier going into the Bitterroot and Sapphire Mountains.
All right, a lot to keep track of over there, your neck of the woods. We appreciate you for doing that. That's it for us, everybody. We will see you on a wonderful Wednesday. A reminder, until then, to be good to yourself
and others.